So, as we know, the offseason automatically started over under 48 hours after the NBA champions Boston Celtics won. The first person to make a move just a step ahead of the others. Shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. They won with this one. Knowing Alex Caruso would be the only person with a general value, you get an underperforming, inefficient, underdeveloped, with a poor shot, with allegations under his breath, Josh Diddy going to the Chicago Bulls for a former NBA champion for the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the best all-around defensive guards you'll have that can play over the wing as well. That's a decent shooter over in the corner. Alex Caruso, outstanding. You got a white for a white. That means one has to be terrible. Other than that, hopefully this could be a developing force. This didn't even take a first-round pick. That was probably the most controversial, knowing the front office has been developing around at least I think a total 13 first-round picks under the decade. While the Bulls stagnant to build over a future, knowing that this is probably not the only person in the starting rotation that might be leaving around this offseason. We still have Zach LaVine that's been over in trade talks for the past 3 seasons. Lonzo Ball has yet to even return from NBA basketball since the 2022 season. And Nikola Vucevic could possibly be leaving around the offseason. We have, of course, even declining contracts over team options and player options. Drew Eubanks used to be a backup center over for the Phoenix Suns, but he's been inefficient, can't rebound, and he's kind of poor on second chance points. Valco Cancer as well. Hopefully the Denver Nuggets can battle back with developing their depth. That was a major loss. Losing Bruce Brown was a major loss. The only secondary options that they had over in the second unit was either Christian Brown and Reggie Jackson, with even less of DeAndre Jordan. And I think if the front office even burning bridges, trying to put Bruce Brown under the bus, really put we barely had enough scoring options around the while having an efficient center revolve around their team, and now we have no depth. I had them losing in the conference finals, or making it to the finals, but still losing. Malik Monk got a 4-year, $77.9 million deal for the Sacramento Kings after a near great Six-Man of the Year campaign. Sadly, he placed over second because he missed several games while the Sacramento Kings lost in the play-in tournament to not even excel to the first round. Also, we got J.J. Redick as the new head coach for the freaking Los Angeles Lakers because LeBron. There's nothing else to exclaim from this entire conversation than LeBron James. We can say whatever we want about J.J. Redick. We know that he's an outspoken basketball mind, and he's been very educational. We know how much ball IQ he has. So I'm not denouncing that his input over with already a squad of players that he already played with and understanding that he might involve himself into the game. But we know this is based upon favoritism and connection that you have with LeBron James, not because you're a world-renowned head coach. You haven't been even under an assistant coaching staff. So that's gonna be even worse to get any type of instillment if this is a slow burning rebuild, or this is just desperation hour, knowing the Los Angeles Lakers are struggling to cash on a respected, world-renowned coach. Now, it is early, so we at least have a bit much breathing room, because I don't think the free agency would really kick in until the latter half of the until a week and a half or two. While we still have Paul George that's controversially gonna drop over LA because there's really not much to win over in Englewood except a gang battle. Of course, we got what's gonna be the off-season moves for the Indiana Pacers, knowing they've been stuck up on depth. What are the Warriors' moves to make after a terrible elimination in the play-in tournament, knowing how much the dynasty has fallen? Where would Klay Thompson go? And is there any hope? Will there be any hope for the Timberwolves to recoup, or what are the Suns gonna do to develop or at least try to make themselves still competitive? Because I don't know how long they'll be bankrolling on Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker over in the future, knowing you'll have a max deal on a glass guard like Beal. Kevin Durant's no spring chicken, and Devin Booker only has so much time before he takes his talent somewhere else where he'll be probably appreciated over to a roster with actual structure. So it would make sense for Devin Booker's career. You could probably get some first-round picks so the Suns can start from scratch. And it's only desensitized because some front offices just want to feel like name value would be good enough to involve a roster without instilling a coach, the right players in the right amount of positions, and playing Drew Eubanks like 23 minutes, and not knowing who your point guard is for a whole year and a half after you let Chris Paul go, knowing he was a major reason why you guys even made it to the finals. So that's going to be certain conversations that I think a lot of fans are going to be worrying about. Of course, I don't know if I'll have enough time around the summer because I'm going to be busy with school. We have the Olympics, everybody. Of course, the national basketball team has been the Avengers of the men's national team because of how they gone bad into a fourth place finish against Canada, falling short with a who's who of fringe all stars, freshman seasons of young players, and Bobby Portis. Like, come on. It ain't NBA. The NBA and the United States basketball has been so self-centered. They just alluded to any niggas that we put on the court would be plausible to poop, and it's that semblance of ignorance that had us play underplayed with no structure of basketball. Hell, I don't feel like the national team should even be coached by Steve Kerr. So at this point, they need to start over in the ground, even if this ends up with a bunch of plus 30 players on the team trying to cut in and develop themselves, trying to bully ball away against overseas basketball. Just over in the style of play is a lot more unselfish, inefficient, and dangerous when it comes to their time and place and how the game is played. Even if you have players pushing above 35. But that's just my opinion. Tell me how you feel about the current off-season moves down below in the comment section. That's it here from the DST show. Have a good day.